refresh it, whether it shows that message. So finally, today will be the last session. And today we are going to work on app deployment. That means you create a database, middleware, and client application. How to upload it and make it accessible to everyone in the world. That we will be learning it. And I will be assigning you a project. Project I have already given you earlier, but today I will do it format. Okay. App deployment and project is something we are going to do. First is what is app deployment? Now we have created projects earlier and we have uploaded to Netlify. Remember, we have uploaded to Netlify, and if you upload it to Netlify, it can be accessible by anywhere in the world. It can be accessible by anywhere in the world. But then we have worked only on client part, either HTML, CSS, or if you create a React.js project, we are generating the build and we are uploading to Netlify. But we have something more than that. We have client, we have middleware, and we have database. You can still use Netlify to upload this 3-tier also, but that is more complicated. That is more complicated. So I want you to simplify it. That's why we have used something called Cyclic. What? Cyclic. There is a website called Cyclic. In this Cyclic website, so we have a website called Cyclic. In this Cyclic website, we can upload our project. Because we are using Cyclic service, we have to follow their rules to upload. One of that rules are the file size, the project size should not be more than 240 MB. The project size should not be more than 240 MB. This includes database, middleware, and the client. But the problem with it is that node modules itself will take lot of time, lots of space. Because we have a database, middleware, and client, we need 2 node modules. Client node modules we want, server node modules we want. If 2 node modules includes more than 240 MB, so it won't support normally. But using some techniques we can do. Using some techniques we can do that. Now, first of all, we have 2 node modules. One is client and another is server. Which is bigger in size? Client is bigger in size. This is smaller in size. Now, because client is bigger in size, I don't want it to set that. What I will do, we can generate the build from client. So once the build is generated, you don't need node modules at all. First thing. And second thing, second node modules, which is server node modules, we will be sending it to the server. That will be generating node modules internally. You don't send node modules. That will be installing from package.json. Even if it is installed from package.json, server node modules will not take much space. Server node modules will not take much space because hardly we use Express and CORS, MongoDB. Only these 3 mainly we use. But the client node modules is more. That's why what we do, instead of sending the node modules, we will generate the build and we'll send. Got a point? So, even though we have all the 3 tiers, from Cyclic point of view, it is just one project only. From Cyclic project point of view, it is just one project only, where the client will be has build folder. That's it. And a database, we can use MongoDB. That is all MongoDB Atlas. That is also client server. We can upload it there. So database space we are saving it. Database space we are saving it because we are using MongoDB Atlas. And the client space we are saving it. Client space we are saving it because we are just using build folder. So and node modules of server we are going to use it, but that uses very less space. So which will be less than 240. 240 will be less than 240. Understanding what I'm saying? So we can upload. Got my point? And in cyclic, one more rule is if you want it to upload directly, you cannot upload it. You have to upload to GitHub first. You have to upload to GitHub as a repository. Then you take that repository from cyclic. That we wanted to do it. Understanding what I'm saying? Now let us see. Let us try to open any of the projects. So first we will try this existing project. Existing project and copy pasting it. The project which I am using is inserting into MongoDB. Inserting into MongoDB that I am using it. And you cannot have more than 3 projects in cyclic because that is a free service. Paid service you can have any number depending upon your plan. Because we wanted to test it, free service is sufficient. We can do that. We can do that also. Create different content. Normally not required. 3 limits are there. Anyway, you wanted to test it, but still, if you want, you can create something. Earlier, we were using something called Heroku. Heroku, that limit was 5, but now they made it as a paid service. So again, we have to switch it to cycle. Okay, now this is our project. I'll just change it to app. I have given the name as app deployment, and I'll just open it. Okay, now I'm just opening this server.js. What the server.js has connecting to MongoDB. The name of that database is Tata Employees. The name of the database Tata Employees. And what we are doing, we are actually creating a schema. Based on that schema, we are creating a class called employee, and we are saving it basically inserting part. We are doing it. Huh? Local storage. This is local storage as of now. I will change this to Atlas. Okay. Right now it is taking local storage. Localhost 270.17 is there. Now what I wanted to do, first database setup. This database setup, I wanted it to be from Atlas. So I already have Atlas account. So I go for MongoDB Plus. I'm just logging into it. Sign in. So I have logged in into MongoDB Atlas, and here I am just going to we have created the project called batch 2211. I am going to that batch, and then I am clicking on this database and I am clicking on this connect. Sorry, I am clicking on this browse collection. Already in browse collection we have some called a database called India is there, a table called citizens is there. If I want, I can create another database also. I'll say I'll create a database called favorites. I'm creating a database called favorites, and I'll say collection name food. I'm giving. I've created a table called a database called favorites and a table called food. Table called food. Now here I can add whatever I want. Here I can add whatever I want it, or from our application also we can insert it and we can get it back. Yes or no? Now what I will do, I can add here itself. If I want it, I'll give the key. I'm giving that we can, that also if I run that it will be automatically coming here. Yes, we can do that. So anyway, favorites is there. So we have our project. Now what I will do here, instead of this local host, I will be using the server, right? What I will do, it's a database, it's a connect. So connect your application, and they have given this URL. What I will do, I'll come here and I will connect. I am fetching it here. You know, the password we have given is Manjunath B only. Password we have given is Manjunath. And here I will be giving the name of the what do you say, the database. After question mark, I'll be giving the name of the database. I will say payers, something like that. Any name I can give. I have given payers. Now, if I run it, what actually happens? These details will be saved. Sachin, Virat, Rohit, Dhoni, everything will be saved into our MongoDB Atlas. If I run this, so what I will do, I'll say npm start, npm start. Connected to MDB, saved successfully, which is working fine. So what is happening here? Now I'll come here and I'll come to browse collection. I should see, are able to see players is there? and in players employees is there. In employees, Sachin, Virat, Rohit Sharma and MS Dhoni. So we have created the middleware and storing into database. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a get service. I want to get data from the database. Can be done or not? So what I will do here, I think for the cluster we have given anywhere. So it's allowing. It's not specific to database, it is specific to cluster. The database is part of that cluster. Got it? Now, whenever I run the application, we are connecting to the service and storing the data in. Now, I wanted to get the data from the database and store it into client also. I wanted to do it. So, what I will do now, anyway, some data is already saved. So, now I don't want it to call this save to MB. I don't want it to save again and again and again. Okay. So, now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a middleware. So, to send data to the client. So for that we need Express. First of all, let me install the Express. So what I will do, I'll say npm install Express. And I will also install Cars. So I can create the middleware and connect to the data from the database and send it to the client. Both are installed. So what I will do, I'll say on Express. Then const cars equal to require cars. Then const app is equal to Express. Then app dot listen and say 2222. Here I'll say it's a log listening to code 222. I have created this code, and if I run this, it should be listening the port 222. Listening to port 222. Perfectly fine. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a get service so I can send the client data to the server. So what I will do, I'll say app dot get then getting slash get players, then request response, and how to get the data. Get we have, I think the name is employees there. Employee dot find. I have to. What I will do, we are in some places we are using players, some places we are using employees. So I will change this to get employees only. I'm changing this to get employees. Then now what I will do is say employee find. Normally I should get everything. Now this should be asynchronous. I'll say async, and here I'll say event. Select fetched. Storing into this fetched data. Then what I'll do, I'll say response.json. I'm sending this fetched data to the client. The client will receive this data, whatever is there from the database. First of all, we don't have client project. We don't have client project here. Now I want to create a client project. So what I will do, I'll come here. And I'm creating a new project. and I am naming it as client. Then I wanted to run this also. So what I will do, I am creating a new terminal, cd client npm and start running the client project. Now what I wanted to do, database is ready in Atlas, deliver is ready to get the data, and from client I wanted to get it and display that I wanted to do it. So I am coming to client src, then app.js. And here I am deleting everything. I'm deleting everything. Say H1. This is our application. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to connect to the server and get the data. On application loads, I wanted to do it. Or on click of the button, anything is fine. I wanted to do it on application load. So what I will do here, I'll create a function first of all. Say, let get data from server equal to missing. So from client side, either I can directly use fetch or I can use Axios. Anything I can use. Which one shall we use? Axios. If you wanted to use Axios, what we have to do? We have to install Axios. npm install Axios. I am installing Axios. After installing Axios, we have to import. So Axios is installed. So what I'll do, I'll say import Axios from. Then now what I will do, I'll say let response equal to Axios dot get. And what is the URL? http colon double slash localhost colon 2222 slash get. We'll be getting the data. Once I get the data, I want to populate it on the screen. To populate it on the screen, I have to use array.map. For that, I use state variable. So I'll say, let employees let employees equal to use state. Use state, I am using it, and initially I am using empty array. And once I get the data, everything will be in response.data in Axios. So I'll say set employees, and here I am giving response dot data, and we'll be getting that objects. Now let me print that also. Console log console.log response dot data. Response dot data, I have given it, and I wanted to call this on application loads. How do I detect application loads? Use effect. So I'll use effect. And that a middleware has to connect to MongoDB Atlas and gets the data and gives it to you. That's what it is happening. Everything works fine. But anyway, let me run it and see how it works. Middleware is also running. And the client is also running. Right now, we should get that in console. Then I'll be populating it through screen. Okay. Has been blocked by COS. So naturally, we haven't used COS. So I'll come here. Let's say dot use. Now we have used nodemon, so it will automatically rechain, restart. I'm refreshing it here. Let us see. Why? COS we have used now. Are we using nodemon? We are using just node, not nodemon. That's why it is not coming. Okay, otherwise, what I can do? Say restarting this up. Now if I refresh it again, so COS issue is not coming. Still, it is not working yet. Let us see what is the issue. Axios.get get employees. Get employees. Two, two, two. First of all, I just wanted to check whether we are getting data or not. Console log Chida. I wanted to check whether here we are getting it or not. Again, I have done the changes. Start. Okay. Now it's a refresh. Okay, we are getting the data and we are sending it to you are right. In Axios we have to write yeah, wait. I think we have written wait, we haven't written. Okay. Then let me try again. Hmm. Yeah, getting the data now. Now I wanted to populate this data on the screen. So we use array.map. I just try to use name. So what I do in the client side, we have an array called employees, and here I can say employees dot map. We will be getting an object callback function, and that employee will be getting as a parameter. And here I'll say return h1 employee dot name. It should be displayed now. I'm refreshing it now. See, it's automatically showing. So this is our application. Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. This is coming from middleware. Middleware is getting from Atlas. So now all the three tiers are ready. Database is ready in Atlas. Middleware is ready with API endpoint, and client is also ready, getting the and display. Now I wanted to upload this to the server like Cyclic, so I can use it. Again, as I said, we have certain limitations. What are those limitations? Maximum number of projects are 3, and per project it is 350 to 40 MB only. 240 MB is the limit. So now, if I upload directly like that, space will not be sufficient. Space will not be sufficient. So now, what I will do? I will do certain changes to this. What? First of all, what I will do? I am going to client. Client is a repository, right? Client is a repository. I don't want this as a repository. I want the whole project as a repository. I don't want only client as a repository. So I'm just deleting this Git folder. So now client is also not a repository. Server code is also not a repository. And now what I will do? Now we are into app deployment folder, and I will say git status, not a git repository. How to convert this into a git repository? Git init. Now I have created this as a repository. Earlier, only React.js project is a repository. I don't want that as a repository. The whole I want it as a repository. So I have deleted there and I have made this as a repository. Why I am creating a repository? For Cyclic, we have to give repository. So I have created this as a repository. Now, if now in this repository, if you observe here, everything is taking. Even node modules is also green. That means it is also accepting that, which we don't want it. So I don't want node modules to be uploaded. So what I will do, I will create a git ignore file dot git ignore. In this git ignore, I will say / node underscore modules. I have added this. Now you are able to see it is not showing gray now. That means this git ignore, this node modules is ignored. This git node modules is ignored. And I don't want the node modules from client also. Now I am going to client. Client, it is already disabled. Why it is already disabled? Because we have git ignoring client folder. There it is, node modules is already mentioned. React.js project is a Git repository. By default, they create node git ignore file. I have deleted the git ignore file. So it is ignoring node modules also. Got a point? Clear? So what I am doing, I wanted to upload it to Cyclic. The Cyclic limit is 240 MB. So if I upload node modules, it creates problem. So node modules in both I am ignoring it. Node modules in both I am ignoring it. So node modules from server I am ignoring it by creating the node modules file, and node modules from client I am ignoring it by already git ignore file is there. Okay, that is a React.js. Both are ignored. Okay. And second thing, what I wanted to do, I wanted to generate the build folder. And that build folder I wanted to send it instead of the whole Node.js project, React.js project. So how to generate the build? I'll say npm run build that I wanted to do it. Now everything is in single project, right? Now client and server, everything is single project. In the client, what I will do in src, in app.js, we are connecting to the server and getting the data. Now I don't use this HTTP localhost because everything is same project only. So I don't need to give now. Now if I give just slash and get employees, Cyclic understands that okay, he is looking for the same project services. So I'm not giving anything like this. And I will generate the build npm run build. So now the build will be generated. Build will be generated. Understanding what I'm doing? We are playing depending upon the limitations of the Cyclic. Cyclic doesn't support more than 240 MB. That's why I'm ignoring both node modules. And the second thing, I am generating the build folder. And once I generate the build folder, it creates index.html file. Yes or no? That index.html file, I wanted to show it as the default one. Whenever I go to that URL, once I upload it, I wanted to show index.html file. That index.html file is generating now because I'm using build. And whatever the index file is generated, I want that file to be accessible from the server. Now what is actually happening inside the server project? Client project is there. Inside the server project, client project is there. All the files are not accessible inside the server project. Normally, if I wanted to give access, I have to use express.static. Remember, earlier, if I upload any file, we were unable to access it. By using express.static, we are able to access it. Remember, the same thing I have to do it now. Now, index.html, which we have created just now by using npm run build, has index.html. Build folder has index.html file in it, and this build folder is part of client folder. The client folder is part of React Node.js folder. The client folder is part of Node.js folder, is not accessible by default. So to make it access, I have to use express.static. So what I will do, I am coming to server, and here what I will do, I will write the app.use, and I will say express.static. Remember, and I have to say path dot join. So I have to use the path module here. Path module, I am importing it. Launch path is equal to y. Here I will say path dot join. I will say underscore their name. Underscore their name means what? It is getting, we are getting the path of this folder. We are getting the path of this folder, and I will say comma dot slash find dash. What exactly I am doing? I am making the build folder inside client accessible. Inside the client accessible, and what this path dot join will do, it will get the existing path of the folder, plus it will add dot client and the build. So what exactly this is doing? This is giving access to build folder to public. So it has index.html file which can have access to it. See, once I upload it to Cyclic or once I upload it to Netlify, a URL will be generated. Yes or no? Once I click on that URL, index file, it will look for index.html file. Now our index.html file is part of a build folder. Build folder is part of client folder. Client folder is part of our Node.js project. All the contents of Node.js is not accessible by default. So we can give by accessing it by using express.static. So I am using express.static. By using express.static here, we are giving build folder access to public. Now inside that build folder, index.html is there. Index.html file will be displayed whenever you click on the URL. That URL will be generated once I upload it. Cyclic. Understanding? So I have done this. And one more important thing here, build for node modules is showing a gray color. Why? That is ignored. And here also node modules is ignored. But if you observe here, build folder is also ignored. But I don't want this to happen. I want this build folder to be sent. So in React.js, we already have git ignore file. Git ignore file is by default ignoring the build folder, which I don't want it. So I wanted to send it. So I have deleted that. Now build folder can be sent now. Build folder also can be uploaded. So basically what I have done, I have created one single project, that is Node.js project. That Node.js project is connecting to MongoDB Atlas and getting the data. And we are sending it to client. Now our client project is also part of Node.js project. And we have created a request, sending it to the Node.js project and getting the data and populating it through use state and user. Now, because we have limitations from the server, I am reducing the size of the project as less as possible. Because of that, I am ignoring node modules from client side, node modules from server side. And I want that build folder accessible to public. That's why I am using express.static. Okay. Now our setup is ready. Now I wanted to upload it to Cyclic. I wanted to upload this to Cyclic. Now I come here. It says cyclic.sh. The website name is cyclic.sh. I am coming here. Here you have to create an account if you don't have any. I already have an account, so I am just signing in. I am just signing in. So now I am logging into Cyclic. My Cyclic account already I have given the details of my website, GitHub link. Now already 3 projects are there. Already 3 projects are there. I cannot create a new one. If I click on this deploy now, create a new app, deploy now, it will ask, see, you have reached the free limit. So what I will do, I will delete one of the applications. These are the apps. I think one app has been deleted automatically. If I click on delete, one app, the last one has been deleted. Now I am clicking on deploy now. Now here I am selecting HTML full stack. Sorry, I am clicking on link your own. Deploy now, I have clicked it, and here I am clicking on link your own, and here it is showing all the repositories. It's showing all the repositories of my GitHub. Right? Okay. First of all, I have created the project, but it is not uploaded to GitHub. This is a repository only, but it is not uploaded to GitHub. Now I have to upload to GitHub. From GitHub, I have to get it here. So for that, what I will do, I will create a repository now. I will go to github.com. Understanding what I am doing? Because Cyclic, we can give GitHub repository only. GitHub repository I am creating now to upload it. So I am creating a new repository. say app deployment 2211. I'm giving the name app deployment 2211, and I'm saying create repository. I've created the repository in GitHub. Now whatever I have in local, that I have to push it. Now they have given the comments. Git commit first, commit it, then change the name to branch name to main, because local it is creates master. Then we are specifying where is that remote repository, and we are pushing it. 4 comments. I can use one after the other, or if I copy paste, everything will be done automatically. First is committing it, then changing the name to main from master. Then we are specifying where is that remote repository URL, then we are pushing. So I'll just copy this, and I'll come here. That's okay. 4 steps I am doing one time. And now failed to push some more refers. Okay. Nothing added to commit. Okay. What I'll do, I'll say git the status. These are the files I have created and modified. Now I'll say git add dot. Then git commit Euphonium. First commit. Anything I can, you can do. Committing is done. Adding to staging, committing is done. Then the name of the branch will be master by default. Now I wanted to change it to main. So I am changing the branch name to main. Now observe here, if I say git status branch main, already main is there. I think I have copy pasted earlier, right? I think that has changed. So already branch name is main, so no need to change it. I have copy pasted earlier, right? I think it has changed it. Then I am adding the remote repository. That means we are telling to the local repository where is the remote repository. Remote repositories also already exists. Once I have copy pasted, it's already taken. Now I have to say push. We are telling push to main. Now upload it. All the files has been uploaded. Now if I come here and refresh it, all the files are. What is the name of the repository? App deployment double. Now what I will do, I will come to cyclic, and I click on this link your own, and I'll click on this. I should see that app deployment 2211. App deployment not showing. Let me refresh it again. I'm selecting HTML full stack. See here. Now observe here. Cyclic will install, build, and start as specified by package.json at the root of the record. That means I am uploading the Node.js folder that has package.json. It will automatically install the node modules. I am not uploading node modules. It will install automatically. I am not uploading node modules. It will install automatically, and it will generate the build. It will generate the build. For Node.js, there is no point of building. For client, we need it. For Node.js, no need, and it will automatically start. So now I am saying connect. I think it is creating dummy project automatically. Seems to be Express. It is automatically doing uploading, but it is not our project. I think they have created the dummy project. Let me go to the site. So this is something which we haven't done it. Now I am going to settings. I wanted to delete it. By mistakenly, I have created a new project internally in their side. So I wanted to delete it. Advanced. Are able to see delete? I am going to delete it. This is the name of the project. So I'm deleting that. So again, we have only two. So I am clicking on this deploy now, and here I am clicking on this link your own. Earlier I have created this one, which is the mistake. So I'm clicking on link your own, and here I should see app deployment double to double. I'm selecting this. I'll say connect. Now they are saying, depending upon the package.json, we will automatically install the packages, generate the build, and start. Now our package.json is related to Node.js. For Node.js, installing packages will be there. Starting the service will be there. Starting the project will be there. But build will not be there. Build will be from client. So now I am saying connect. Now let us see what happens. They are saying it's successful, you are live. And this is the URL they have created it. Now let me click on this. We have done it, but somewhere something is wrong is there. The application failed to start. Let us see what is wrong. So actually everything is correct only, but probably that express dot static we have given, right, making index.html accessible. Probably somewhere might be wrong. Let me check it what we have given here. Package.json is saying node server.js perfect. And here we said static path.join. Given that command. What was the mistake we have done? Yes. After underscore dir name, we have closed this. Got a point? It should not be the case here. So I am using this app.use, express.static, path.join, and I haven't closed it. By mistakenly, we have closed it. That is the known issue for now. Because this is not Express.static is not working. Index.html is unable to access. That's what it's showing. One error we have identified it. Now again, what I have to do? I have to have done the changes. Now I have to add to staging and commit it and push it. I have to do it. So I'll say git status. Okay, modified. Git add dot git commit corrected issue. Corrected issue. Okay. Then what I will do? Git push. Updated to the repository. So what we have done in express.static, we have made a mistake. So build folder is not able to access it. So index.html in build folder is also unable to access it. So there it is not able to access it, showing error. Now we have corrected that issue. Now let us see. We have done the changes. Are you able to see? We have done the changes, committed it, pushed it. Once I pushed it, the cyclic automatically taking the latest what we have done. It is regenerating it everything again. Now this is our HTML file, and this data is coming from the middleware. Middleware is getting from the Atlas. Middleware is getting from the Atlas. Now we have access to the database, right? This is our database. The data which is showing is Sachin Tendulkar is there. Now what I will do in our database, I will change this to Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. I am changing it in the database. I have updated it. Now I will refresh it here. It should change it here. Yes or no? Sachin Ramesh. I haven't done the beautification, elements, menus, and all those things. Just 3 tiers. Understanding? Again, I am telling you, we are going to use a website called cyclic.sh. Cyclic.sh. Why I am using Cyclic? Why I am not using Heroku? Or why I am not using Netlify? There are so many services out there. Netlify is one such thing. Heroku is another such thing. And Cyclic is another such thing. All our 3 tiers we can upload in any of these things. Netlify, the procedure is too complicated. Netlify, the procedure is too complicated if you wanted to upload the 3-tier. That's why we have avoided Netlify. Okay. And Heroku, the procedure is easy. Then why we have avoided? It's paid service. Now every one of you have to pay some amount in some dollars. That's why we have avoided this also. And we are using Cyclic. Cyclic is free service. Because it is free service, they have certain limitations. The whole project, including node module, should not be more than 240 MB. Nowhere in their documentation they have mentioned the size is 240 MB. I have tried so many trial and errors, and came to know about this. Okay, so 240 MB is the limit. So now what we have done? First of all, I have created a project which is Node.js project. There server.js we have created it. Then now we have created package.json and we have installed packages like Mongoose and Express and CORS. These are the three main packages we have installed it, and we have connected to MongoDB Atlas using the Mongoose, and we are getting the data through a get service, and we are sending it to the client. And we have created the client folder also. Actually, the client folder is heavy, including node modules. So what we have done in client folder, we have ignored node modules, and we have generated the build. And that build has index.html file. That is the page which I wanted to open it whenever we click the open the URL. So using express.static, I have given this build folder to public. Through URL we can access it. So that's what for there we have made the mistake actually. That's why I have written like this express.static here by mistakenly. We have given one thing extra. Okay. Now we have given this build folder accessible. Once we made this build folder accessible, we have ignored node modules from client. We have ignored node modules from server, and we have make sure build folder is also uploaded. So build folder is also by default it is ignored. So I have removed that from build git ignore. Then I have uploaded it. I have created a repository in the server, the GitHub. I have committed this and pushed it, and I am going to cyclic, and I am clicking on deploy, clicking on link your own repository, and I have selected that repository and say connect, and everything is doing it. And whenever I go to that link, it is looking for index.html file in build folder. That index.html file is loaded. Once it is loaded, it is useEffect is calling. useEffect is calling a function which is connecting to the middleware. Middleware is connecting to the database, getting the data and sending it to the client. This is happening like this. If you feel difficult, you can go through that recording again. You'll understand. You find it difficult. Everything we have done earlier. Repositories we have worked earlier. Express.static we have worked earlier. Connecting client to middleware to database we have worked it. Got a point? That we are using it again to upload it to this. Got it? So now we are finishing the course today. Finishing doesn't mean you stop working. From now you have to work more. From now you have to work more. Only sessions will not be there. That's it. So you can still work more. So what I want you to do, I want you to assign a project. I want you to assign a project. Why I am assigning the project? Because if there are normally what happens, sessions will be there. I will be explaining a new topic. I will be giving you the task. You will be spending your time on doing that task or going through the recordings. From now onwards, no sessions will be there. So you may get lazy. We'll work tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You may get lazy, which I don't want to happen. That's why I'm assigning the project on the last day of the course. Now imagine today is I think 31st March. Imagine you have started attending interviews. You got the job probably April 1st. April 1st will be the joining day of your job. In this 1 month, you have to keep on trying interviews, but you need some practical knowledge of that. Practical knowledge you can do it through Pulse project. Pulse project is a very, very, very complicated project actually. It's not so easy. So if you try to implement that Pulse project, what actually happens while doing the project, you will learn a lot. You will be facing so many challenges. You don't know how to do it. If you have any questions, anyway, I will be here. Course completion doesn't mean you should not contact me. I will be here and just WhatsApp message again. Or you can call me, or I will be in office only. Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to create a Pulse project. I want you to create a Pulse project. Pulse project database, middleware, client, admin module, student module. I have given you the credentials of dev.pulse. Remember, you just go through the application, Guess how that works like a documentation. By going through that application, you will come to know how the application should be. You create it using Bootstrap. Bootstrap you can use React.js, middleware, and MongoDB, and we can. Got my point? If you struck up somewhere, first priority try to solve on your own. Otherwise, I will be. Got my point? Why first priority you have to solve on your own? Once you go to the company, you have to solve your own. You cannot ask, please wait, I'll ask Manjunath. Manjunath tells, then I'll give you the delivery of the project. Can we say like that? No. That's why first priority to solve on your own, so you can learn something. Got my point? So, first project teaches you a lot. First project. That's why you have to do it. Once you join in your company, that should be your second project. First project, if you directly join in your company, if that is your first project, you are going to face so many challenges there. Instead of facing those problems there, if you face it here, that will be easy there. That will be easy there. So this project is like net practice. If you do it well in actual match, you can perform it well. That's why I want you to try this. I recommend everyone will do their own version of Pulse. I recommend. So everyone can learn everything. If you feel that is complicated, not possible, then you form as a team, create a repository, and split your works, and you can work accordingly. Whether you work first priority, individually you create everything, or as a team you create it. But make sure you work on it. You learn everything from it. And I have given you already React Native sessions. You just go through those sessions also. 15 videos will be there. And don't think that let me complete the project, let me clear everything, then I'll go for this. Don't do that. Project creation is a never-ending activity. Now I'll give you an example. Now I'm just giving an example. Father, mother, child 1, child 2. Now, father and mother, they are doing lots of sacrifices for child 1 and child 2. But they have their own life also, they wanted to enjoy also. So, what they think, let the children grow, then go to school, then go to college, then get the job, then we will enjoy. If they think like that, how many years it takes? One generation it takes. Once they become 60, 70 years, what is there? It's almost last stage of the life. So React Native also should not be the case. Once I learn everything of React.js, once I finish the project, then I will start React Native. Never ending. Like the way we have taken a session almost every day. You listen one React Native session every day. 15 sessions in 2 weeks you can finish it. So in interviews, if someone asks, do you know React Native, iOS, Android? If you say yes, the value of that will be. Got a point? So live sessions is over. Recorded sessions, another 15 are there. Next 15 days you can go through about it. Once you go through that 15 days, 15 sessions, then you can create a Pulse application for web, iOS and Android. Deadly combination. That means web you are going to work, iOS you are going to work, Android you are going to work, middleware you are going to work, database you are going to work. So many things. You are the heart in the market because everything you can do. But you need a little more practice that you have to do. And you go through that interview questions also, which I have shared. And if you still have any questions, you can ask. Anyway, I will be here only. It's not like course is completed, you should not contact. Got a point? people after 3 years also they'll be contacted. But the only problem with me is I cannot respond you quick. Imagine by 11 o'clock you send me the message. 11 o'clock I will be taking another session. Then another, then another, then another. So I may respond you in the evening, probably next day. So don't expect quick replies from me. I will try my best to reply as quick as possible. Okay. I have already in the previous in one of the sessions I have given you that this pulse details. Dev dot pulse dot com and the username is pulseadmin at gmail.com. The pulse admin, the password. You can log in into it. You can see what we have done it. See, just to click, if I click on this, it is showing so many batches. There is a separate middleware service to get the list of the batches. And if I select any of the batch, if I click on get report, there is a separate service to get the details of that particular batch. If I click on manage tasks, there is a separate service to get only current batches. Get only current batches. If I select any of the batch and then we click on task review, there is a separate service only to get the tasks of that particular batch. So all the services are getting data from the database. That means database is also there. So I want you to create the database, middleware, client, step by step. The software has to evolve. You are trying something, then okay, this can be done. A new table has to be created. A new column has to be created, like that. It's not like whatever I have created, you have to create. Can be done much better than this. I have created this pulse almost 7 years back. 2016, March 19th is the day I have uploaded it to public. 2016 means almost 7 years. What I have created is 7 years back. 7 years, so much things has been improvised. You can create the latest version, much better than this. Got it? Clear? So let me create project and regarding resumes, I think I did resume submission also. What you can do once your resume is ready, you can send it to me or Gopi if you wanted to review your resumes. Yes, Vishal, do you have any questions?
Sir, I have a small doubt. You told that you will be checking the previous project.
Sorry?
You told that you will clear my doubts today.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, sir, I want you to open the project now, so that I can show where I'm facing the issue.
Your project?
Yes, sir.
Give me a moment. Let me create it. So today we have covered app deployment. And one more thing, in cyclic, now see, in our project, in client, not in client, in server, this is the URL I am using. I can put it in .env file. And what you can do, that .env you can configure it in cyclic. That means what? .env means what? Variables and its values. Right? That variables you have to create it. Now here app deployment ~1 I am going to settings, and here are able to see variables. I am clicking on these variables, and here you can click on add variable. and that whatever the environment variables you have, those variables you can declare. So in local environment, it will look for env file, but once you upload it, it will look for the variables in the project. For example, here I'll create the .env file and I'll say db URL, and I am giving that. So here you have to create the db URL by saying add variable db URL and that MongoDB path you have to give. Then instead of whenever you say process.env.db URL, it will look for this. If someone hacks the code, he may hack the code, but he cannot get this URL. So your data is safe, passwords are safe. So there we are using .env file. All the content of env file you have to keep it here by creating that. Okay. Deployment I have done it. And how to deploy iOS application to App Store, how to deploy Android application to Play Store, everything is mentioned. So I have created the task which you can try it. And let me create one more that is for a project. Once you complete your project, you can when can I expect it? Approximate timeline? Around 20 days. Try something here. So April 20 I am giving. Try to finish something. At least create that sign up screen, login screen, admin, database, something you created, then evolve it. If you wanted to make it faster, multiple people work on it. The project creation is also done. And Vishal has some questions. Vishal, which project shall I open?
You open to .env, sir.
In which session I have covered .env?
Last session, sir, in the previous session.
JSON Web Token, no?
Yes, sir.
And while attending interviews, while doing tasks, if you feel everything very damn easy, that means something is going wrong. You have to see failures, you have to find difficulties. That means you are on the right track. Okay. What is the issue in this, Vishal?
The first doubt is, sir, in the code, sir, means you have told Navlink that you should give one function and you have to pass the variables so that it can get implemented in all without reading all the code. So just open top navigation, sir.
Okay.
Sir, here I have created a function, sir, like confirm page, and in that I have passed the object as a parameter, and I try to implement the CSS, but it is not showing any changes, sir. Sir, and I also try to use refs. I use ref, but
that is this confirm page is returning an object, right?
Yes, sir.
That you have to return again.
Return.
This is returning the object.
Yes, sir.
That you are returning it.
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes. Sir, the procedure is right, sir. It's the approach is right.
Approach is right. See, first of all, this nav link, this is a style function, has to return an object. Has to return an object. You are returning it here, but whatever it is returning, that this function has to return. Na?
Yes, sir.
Now, if everything goes fine, it should work. Now I'll come here. .env. So all the setup is there.
Yes, sir.
Database, everything is there.
Yes, sir.
So now will it work if I go? I have to do all the setup.
I think you have to install node modules, sir. Just node modules and of server and of client, sir.
Node modules. Node modules. Now let me. I think I have to install node modules. I have to set up node modules for middleware also, right?
Yes.
Okay, you see, it will work.
Yes, sir. I also.
The problem is this: our style object, should return an object. Should return an object which has mentioning the styles. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
But in your case, what you have done, you have created the function and you are calling that confirm page or something. This is returning it, but you are not returning here. This function has to return, but this function is returning. So that's why what I have done, I have written here. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So whatever this is returning, I am returning again, so it is coming to this.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Sir, sir, I also have one more doubt, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, sir, just go to routes, sir. Routes folder. Routes folder.
Routes, okay.
Yes, sir. Go to winner. Yes, sir. Sir, they have mentioned the error, sir.
You mentioned?
The comments are given us, sir, in the first 1 to 3 lines. They have mentioned. It means whenever I am trying to store the sensitive data like developer database and developer schema and developer info in .env, it was not showing any changes in this. It was showing app getting crashed.
It is showing undefined and app getting crashed. Natural, okay, .env.config you have called. Where is the .env file?
Sir, actually I have created it, sir, but it was not showing here.
You have created the env in wrong place. You have created the env in client.
Oh.
You have to create the env in here.
Yes.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
It should work.
Yes.
Any other questions?
No, sir. Sir, if I have any doubts, at what time I can ask you?
Anytime you message me.
Okay, sir.
Usually what I will do once I finish the sessions, I'll open my WhatsApp and see, and accordingly I'll give you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Morning 10 o'clock, if you message me also, I'll be try to give you in the evening. Even 5:30, if you give message also, I'll be try to give in the evening. Got it?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, guys. So now project sports competition means you have more responsibilities. Market is really good. You may think the recession, number of calls are very less and all those things. Number of calls are less, so what? How many jobs you want? One job only we want. You prepare well. Whenever the opportunity comes, you should be able to grab it. But still, full stack developers, market is really good. React JS developers has good market. Full stack developers has much more market. And you are not a normal full stack developer. You are a full stack developer, can work on client, middleware database, and iOS and Android. So make sure add that. First of all, React JS developers has good demand in the market. And a React JS developer with the MongoDB and Express.js has much more demand in the market. And with iOS and Android has much more demand. You are the rare piece in the market who knows everything. But the only thing is you don't have full-fledged project experience, but that you can try it. That you can try it. You build an application for iOS, Android, middleware, client, and database. At least try some sample, then you will gain confidence. Okay, okay, guys, back up. I'll be here. You will be here only by practicing but doing the project. Okay, okay, guys, back up. Thanks everyone. Thanks, guys.